Good morning, guys and gals. Glad to have you all here today. Make sure you get your coffee, snacks, things like that. For the last 40 years, the biggest money-making revenue for the DOT, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, was what? Logbook tickets. What's going to come to an end next Monday? Logbook tickets, because that E-log is going to tell you what to do and what not to do. Well, then the FMCSA realized that they shot themselves in the foot as far as making revenue. So they said, we got to find some other way to make money. So maintenance is what they're cracking down on now. So maintenance has always been important, but it's even more in the limelight now. And so we're going to talk about vehicle inspection. Each of you have the sheet right here. There's 3 reasons you would even do a vehicle inspection. Number 1 is to prevent accidents. We don't want anybody in any accident of any kind, whether it's on the yard or out on the road. Accidents cost money, hurt people, and so that's up to the driver. That's part of your job to make sure you do that to prevent accidents. The second reason you want to do your vehicle inspections every day is it costs us CSA points anytime we get a violation. We don't need the points. Your points stay with you for 3 years. They stay with us for 2 years. So the points, CSA points are like golf scores. You don't want a high score. You want low scores. And the driver is the one that determines the CSA points. We can do all the teaching and videos and things like that, but it's up to y'all out there every day to do the right thing and be prepared and not cost us any points. And another reason, the third reason for doing the vehicle inspection is repairs now can prevent a breakdown later. The old day of, yeah, run with it like it is for a couple of weeks and we'll try to get you back in here, that's gone, y'all. Okay, we've got to get on this stuff, get it fixed. As soon as we find there's a defect, we need to get it fixed. A minor repair right now can save a major breakdown right down the road. So breakdowns don't help anybody but the shops that are doing it there. There are 3 types of inspections that we need to do every day. What are they? What do we do first thing in the morning? Pre-trip, that's right. Do that at the beginning of your work day. And then we've also got the en routes, which a lot of people call walk-arounds, cargo checks, or load checks. All right, you need to do your first one. All right, you always check your load when you load it, and then you check it when after you start rolling. Within the first 50 miles, and then you check it every 150 miles or every 3 hours, whichever comes first. And then you also check it at every change of duty status. That means you pull in the rest area, you pull in the truck stop, you stop and get fuel, do a walk around. And then at the end of the day, you do your post trip. Walk around, check everything at the end of the day before you start your break. And there's 6 major areas when you're going to do a pre-trip inspection. We got brakes, lights, tires, engine, inside cab, and an overview. And I'm not going to stay over here for 30 minutes and explain the whole process. You guys know what to do. Just do it, okay? You're not going to learn anything real revolutionary in this today, but we just need drivers to do what they already know to do. But brakes, lights, and tires are the main ones that they're hitting us on right now. And that's things that we need to check and stay on top of every day. But then also the engine. Raise that hood. See if there's a leak there that wasn't there yesterday. See if things are cracked or loose. If you see fresh shine, something shiny, or fresh rust, that means something's rubbing. So look for things like that. Inside the cab, I can't stress this enough. The DOT make their impression. When they open that cab door and get their first impression, if they see your bottles rolling on the floor there, a melted candy bar, or chicken bones in the floorboard, and I've seen all of this, they go ahead and make an impression as whether they're going to write that ticket or not, because they feel like if you're not taking care of the area that you live in, you're certainly not taking care of the engine or the trailer or anything else. So we can't stress enough, take care of the inside of your truck. We're going to take care of the outside of it. We ask y'all to keep the inside clean, okay? And then the basic overview. As you walk towards your truck, whether it's Sunday afternoon, you're getting ready to leave the house and the truck's been in your yard for a couple of days, look over it, see if there's any leaks, see if it's leaning to one side or another, which could be a low tire or it could be a suspension issue, spring, shock, things like that. Look for any damage to mirrors, fiberglass, things like that. Once again, brakes, lights, and tires are the main one there, but just do the things you know to do, and that makes us all safer. Like I said, the main thing is to prevent accidents. They build trucks, trailers, and loads every day. There's only one of you, and we want each of you to get back home to your families every week. Thank y'all.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. We thought the ice might keep some people away, and it probably did, but this is a good turnout. I really thank you for coming out this morning. There's plenty of seats over here. All these guys lingering in the back reminds me of a story. Back about 1977, my algebra teacher at Tuscaloosa High School, I was a pretty good student, but I was kind of mischievous. And he told me, he said, and he had a voice box, Mr. Wilkinson, Beau Wicks, position yourself at the front of the class. That way, when I kick you out for good, you won't have so far to walk. Oh, God bless Mr. Wilkinson. He was a classic. Here we are today, 1 week away from implementation of electronic logging devices. I couldn't be less happy. I know y'all guys, most of you guys aren't crazy about it either. And, but there's nothing we can do about it. You know, when Donald Trump got elected and promised to roll back regulations left and right, we thought, well, maybe that's the one good thing that man's going to do, is roll back, take his foot out of his mouth and roll back ELDs. Well, it didn't happen. So this is what we're facing, and we don't have to like it, but we gotta learn how to live with it. So I think there's going to be some good that comes out of it. Personally, I am so tired of our shippers and consignees wasting our drivers' time. And so I'm not sure it's going to happen December 19th, but over the next few months, shippers are going to have to start appreciating our drivers' time and getting us loaded and unloaded in a timely manner. If not, it's not going to work. We're not going to be able to use those shippers or consignees anymore. We're just going to have to refuse to go there. And, our van companies are bigger and larger, and they're 80 or 90% compliant. Flatbed companies, we're smaller, more spread out, and less compliant. So as this takes effect, there's going to be, we got drivers, just retiring. And between that and the slow shift, we think the demand for flatbed trucks is going to go up mightily in the spring. So we'll be able to pick and choose our shippers and consignees that we want to go to, and rates are inevitably going to go up. They're going to have to. So, and it's already happened. 2017, our rates are up on average 14 cents a mile from 2016. So 2017 has been a pretty decent year. Freight's been fairly steady and plentiful. So we think that's going to continue in 2018. And we're going to have a short-term hurdle with these logs, but in the long run, it's going to be better. Your time's going to be more valuable. Now, the thing I don't like is the lack of flexibility. You guys are professionals. You know when you're tired. Running at night is the best time to run when there's less traffic. The traffic on the road is going to get worse. I think the DOT is shooting themselves in the foot. I think there's going to be more accidents, not less, because everybody's going to be on the road at the same time. But they don't really care what I think. So anyway, we've made an investment in a good product that works. I'm still learning about electronic logs. I have a lot to learn. We've hired a guy that's an expert. He's lived through it. 2 implementations with 2 other companies. He knows how to make it work for the drivers. And, so we got a lot of guys that are nervous and anxious, and so am I, but it's going to be okay. Other companies are doing this. You know, the sky's not falling. Just take it seriously, learn how it works, learn the changes that you have to make the way you like to run, and make it work for you. And it will. I'm confident that we'll be okay. Let's throw that out for some questions.
It won't go into driving mode until the truck actually starts moving. And when you crank it up and log in, then anytime the truck is sitting and you haven't manually changed it to off-duty status, it will automatically take you to on-duty line 4, assuming that you're doing an inspection or fueling or loading or unloading. So
You can keep it under 25 miles per hour for up to 2 miles, and it will not keep you on the drive line.
Okay.
If you go over 25 or over 2 miles, you're going on drive.
Okay.
what I've told drivers too is, guys, with paper logs, you always told it what you just did. You know, when you arrived here on the yard and you started driving somewhere 4 hours ago, and you drove straight to here, you would grab your logbook here in the yard and connect that line. You would tell the paper logbook what you just did. But with the electronic log, you tell it what you're fixing to do. So when you get into it out here on the yard, you go to on duty for pre-trip. You get through your pre-trip, what do? Punch the drive. You pull in the rest area, what are you going to do? Punch it to off duty. You tell it what you're going to do.
Alright, when you, in the page where you change your duty status, at the bottom left of that screen, it says remarks. And there's a long white drop-down box with a gray arrow next to it. Whenever you tap your duty status, say you're going on duty for fuel, you tap on for on duty, and hit that drop-down box under remarks, and I've got stuff preloaded in there like fuel, pre-trip, post-trip, load check. I've even got roadside inspection in there, stuff like that. So you can just have it, just quickly tap that and then hit OK, and it's going to make that notation in your logs that you were on duty for fuel. I've got shop, truck in shop. I've got it as one of the notations on off duty.
So you can push in shop.
You don't have to log out of the system. I would just go off duty and tap that truck in shop and hit OK. What I've been telling guys is I would stay logged into the system all the time. Because what happens is when you log out, as soon as you actually log back in, it automatically throws you on duty. But if you just go off duty and leave yourself logged into the system, you can still check your hours, you can see how long you've been off duty, you can see some of the information without putting yourself back on duty by logging back in. Go off duty, but don't log all the way out.
You yourself can edit anything except driving time. If you forget, say Friday evening when you get home, and you just grab your bags and hop out of the truck, go see mom and the babies, that truck's going to automatically, the ELDs are going to automatically kick to on duty, line 4. When you get back in at Sunday ready to leave, guess what it's going to tell you as far as hours to drive? 0. Don't panic, don't try to call Lee at home. Don't say, well, I can't wait until another 34 hours. Just chill, go in there and make the edit. You can change anything in there yourself. You can go back and change all that time to off duty or all of the 15 minutes for a post trip on Friday. You can change anything in that computer yourself except for driving time. Once those wheels are rolling, you can't change that.
If you're not logged into that system at all, if you log completely out of that system and you drive that truck, that unit is still tracking that you're driving and is still going to assign that drive time to you. What I recommend is if you're going to be somewhere and you know you're going to be sitting for a while, sit off duty. I mean, don't just sit somewhere and let that time tick on duty. It's not going to help you with your 14 for the day, but it will help conserve your 70. And that time that you save sitting somewhere for 2 hours when you know you're not going to be doing anything but sitting there, that might be the time to get you home on Friday night. It's going to put you on the drive line going over there. I mean, there's not, that's one of those things, there's not a whole lot we can do about that, unfortunately.
Hey, Lee, question. On that 2.1 mile, 2 miles a day, is that a day or is that like if you stop? Is that each time? How much?
Each time.
Each time. Yeah. So you can move it up to 2 miles or 25 miles per hour each time.
Yeah.
Okay. If the truck is off duty, you're on your break, you're on the yard, and you've been on break for 9 hours and 55 minutes, and you say, you know what, I can make it 2 miles and I won't get over 25 miles an hour by the time I get to Stillman, and you start easing that away, when it either covers that mileage or the speed or your 10 hours is up, it's going to automatically kick you to driving, but that driving time starting here 9 hours and 55 minutes into your break. So you've got 0 break.
Just lost your break.
Yeah. So anytime the wheels are moving, that's driving. You know, but in the instance like you were talking about, you know, understand, yes, you can leave here and up to 2 miles or up to the speed, it's going to still show on duty. But once you do start the driving, it picks up from the time the wheels start to roll.
I recommend showing 15 minutes. Basically, what that means is if you've already started your 10, but you still had remaining time left on your day when you started your 10, you're still going to have that time available even in your break. That box is not going to say, okay, well, he went off duty or he went in the sleeper 3 hours ago, so his day is over. If you still had time left on your 14, even though you're off duty or in the sleeper, it's still going to allow you to have that time. If you still have time, you can, but you can come off break and start driving again before your 10 hours is up, as long as you still have remaining time for your day. But when you do stop, you're going to have to start your 10 over again. You can't, basically, you can't split it.
When you log in and start, it's going to go to on duty. Please do not go instantly to pre-trip, but you do have to do it the first of the day. But don't go immediately to pre-trip and say that you just checked out truck so-and-so and trailer so-and-so in 38 seconds.
Take it off your drive
now. No, it won't take it off your driving time. It takes it off. That's still part of the 8 hours. You cannot be on duty consecutive more than 8 hours. So once you take your 30-minute break, 30-minute pre-trip to start the day, 15 minutes, then that goes towards your 8 hours. You have to take your 30-minute break is what he's asking. But you still have a full 11 driving time. It just reminds you of the time before you have to take a 30-minute break. You cannot be on duty consecutive more than 8 hours. That counts fueling, loading, unloading, pre-trip, and driving.
Right now, I do not have personal conveyance turned on. And the reason is because we're still, obviously we're all still learning together and getting on the same page of how we use it without the personal conveyance. The personal conveyance laws are pretty restrictive on when you can actually use it and not use it. You can't use it nearly as often as a lot of guys think you can. Once we are all kind of using the system pretty well, then I can start turning it on, whenever Ralph, gives me the green light.
Your driver's on the road. Up ahead, a speeding pickup swerves into the Civic in the next lane. In an instant, they spin out of control and cause a 3-car pileup. 200 yards back, your driver avoids the wreck and keeps his rig under control thanks to experience and skill. Whose fault was the whole mess? Not your driver's. Who gets sued? Your company. A guy in the back seat of the last car didn't even look up until they were hit. When he shakes it off, the first thing he sees is a trailer with your logo 5 feet tall. It had to be your driver's fault, he figures. In fact, in court, he swears your driver was on his cell phone. Who does the jury believe? That guy. Who pays? You do. Your bottom line takes a hit. Bad press damages your reputation, and the culture of safety you've worked years to build is under fire. The raw reality is that when trucks and passenger cars are in an accident, it's the car driver's fault 85% of the time. But when cases are litigated, trucking companies get stuck with up to 90% of the damages. It all comes down to sketchy recollections from biased witnesses and whose story gets told best. What if the jury could see the entire incident from the driver's point of view? Critical event video from Omnitrax captures exactly what your drivers see. Day and night, every run, it's your witness to what really happened. CEV is affordable, easy to use, and seamlessly integrated with Omnitrax wireless communications and manager portals. The heart of the CEV system is a rugged, affordable in-cab camera. It records everything that happens in front of the truck in 30-second clips and sends the data wirelessly to a secure server. You can add audio and an optional driver-facing camera. CEV is completely customizable. You decide what types of events trigger video, how much video to include, and how long it gets saved. Reviewing and requesting video is fast and simple. Just log into your Omnitrax portal. Select the video you need, plus prequel or sequel footage, and your file's available in minutes. Install Omnitrax critical event video in your fleet, and your drivers are never on their own when it comes to he said, she said. CEV sees it all and puts reality on record. If you're like most fleets, video, combined with a comprehensive fleet safety program, means you'll see a drop in total accidents, especially the most severe. And when accidents happen, you'll have video evidence to protect your business in court and coach your drivers to be even better. There's no stronger way to demonstrate your commitment to safety. Omnitrax Critical Event Video. We'll be your witness.
Guys, we know how good you guys are. You're very professional drivers. You know, we reject 8 to 9 out of 10 applicants that apply to us. You know, all we want is safe drivers. And but if you've ever been deposed by a plaintiff attorney, it's just not fun. And they twist every little thing you say and make you look like an idiot. With the video, you can prove that accidents aren't your fault. We get sued 4 or 5 times more often than we did 10 years ago, 15 years ago. We get sued when the accidents aren't even our fault. A lot. So these cameras are here to protect us, to protect you. You know, some of you guys have been through a deposition, and you know how awful it is. And they twist every little speeding ticket you ever have. You know, every out of service. You know, everything. You know, and we need this protection. We chose not to get the inward-facing camera. The Alabama Trucking Association, we missing a 10% discount on our work comp insurance because we didn't get a camera that faces inward, but we didn't want that. But we just want to see what y'all saw and protect us and protect you from being sued.